This is the official launch of our new channel. And this first video, what I plan on doing is telling you a little bit about what this channel is, why we're doing it, and what you can expect. Oh, right. The channel is called Building Our Forever. It's an interesting story. I thought it was good enough to set up a brand new YouTube channel. You probably don't know who I am, but I have another YouTube channel that's available in one of these links up here. Feel free to take a look. It's a lot of me cooking, playing with my chickens, just normal stuff. So my name is Alain. I am about a dozen years away from retirement, and this is going to be my first time buying land, and that's what we did. We bought land.
And I'm Andrea, and this is the first time we've ever bought undeveloped land. We've bought houses before. We've never bought just plain old dirt.
And trees. So many trees. So in this episode, it's just about building context for the channel and introducing you to who we are, and talk a little bit about the episodes that we have lined up. I think it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow, we're flying out to Richmond, and we will be, for the first time, walking on our land.
Richmond, Virginia. Just for clarity, Richmond, Virginia, but our land is in Aton, Virginia, which is about an hour and a half away.
Close to Charlottesville, just east of the intersection of the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah National Park. So let's talk about how we got there. Like, what made us do this crazy thing?
Besides the fact that we're crazy?
Well, I think it's obvious to people watching.
About a year and a bit ago, we were looking for places to go on vacation and wanted to stay somewhere in the continental U.S., someplace drivable, someplace that we could take our dogs, because we've actually never taken them on vacation before. So we thought maybe it would be fun, a little bit more cost-effective to bring the dogs with us instead of kenneling them. So Elaine, who does a lot of Googling and...
I'm a master Googler.
I gave him a task. Go find us a place.
I did, and I was looking for places that would theoretically be places that we may want to retire. So that was my first place, and then I started looking at where our kids were in proximity to major airports, and just I started thinking strategically about not from a vacationing perspective, but from a retirement perspective. And I came to this town, this area of Aton, Virginia. It's nestled next to the Shenandoah National Park. It just seemed interesting. And when looking through VRBO, I discovered somebody was renting a farm. It was like destiny. It was a 27-acre farm.
Well, just to give you context, we've been talking about building a farm we got chickens, we have gardens, we have, all of the makings, the small makings of starting a farm. And we always said, wouldn't it be fun to retire and start a farm? So it was kind of ironic that you just happened to find a brand new, just right on them, just got on the market.
Just got listed. So it was unproven. I was worried because there weren't any reviews when we first booked it. I was just so petrified, but it just seemed to call on me.
It really did call to us because it had all of the elements that we like, wineries and rural and openness and foodie type places and farmlands, and it was just like, well, okay. And again close, not too far from the kids. So we're like, okay, let's take a leap of faith. Let's rent this house. We asked a lot of questions of the person renting the house, and she's a very nice lady. Answered all our questions, lots of pictures. It was a good price, right? The price
was very, very reasonable.
Because it was a new listing discount, so it actually worked out good. So if you're ever looking for VRBO deals, look for the new listings. We booked it a year ago. Fast forward to September of 2023. We went. We packed up the car. We packed up the dogs, and we drove 10 hours.
The dogs were quiet. They were well behaved. It wasn't that painful. Just one flat tire. did all right.
Which is a story all in of itself for another day.
Well, I got the clips on the other videos. But we get there, and it's just peaceful. It's quiet. The dogs are running around. There's chickens, there's cows, there's goats. There's a beautiful old farmhouse, beautiful barn. It just felt like home. This is what I want. And I think we both thought that.
Yeah, I mean, we had driven around. We had gone to a couple of wineries. You know, we walked the farm. You know, and the openness of it and the quiet of it. And we live in a pretty, it's not a bad suburb of Boston, but it's still busy. We live kind of on a main street. There was no cars. The sky was pitch black. I mean, if you want to see stars, oh my God. Like, it's just amazing if you're a stargazer. It checked all the boxes that we've ever been looking for. And it felt very Parisian, very
it felt
Southern France.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit about the Burgundy wine region.
Yep.
And just in terms of how undeveloped it is, artisanal. There's not a Burger King in sight. It's completely underdeveloped, but underdeveloped with a purpose. It's not because they lack funding. It's not because they lack interest. It seems like it is designed specifically to not be overdeveloped, over touristy. They have beautiful wineries. That whole Virginia area has 300 wineries, and you just would never know unless you visited the area.
Right. Wineries, breweries, mead. Distilleries. There's golfing, skiing 30 minutes away, hunting. Like, it checked all the boxes for like any kind of tourism. I feel like it's a very undiscovered place in the U.S., but it wasn't far enough away from everything that you really felt out of touch. So we were able to go with our tire, get our tire fixed at a Walmart just 20 minutes away in a nearby town. There's Charlottesville, where UVA is. That town, amazing.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Like, you're close enough, but far enough from the city. So if you want to go to the city, you want to do a night out, you want to go shopping and do some fun stuff, you can. But if you want to do markets and local, farms, it's just all very there. After just two days, we said, you know what? We should just scratch an itch. Let's go look at some land.
Let's see what's available.
Let's see what's out there, right? So we started on Zillow, and we're like, you know what? We're not going to get anywhere this way. So we needed to call a realtor.
We got in touch with actually the owners of the property that we were renting. Their sons are real estate agents, and one of them was available.
Yep.
And we dealt with him, and he helped us.
He was great.
Visit a few properties.
Yeah, right away. Like on a Sunday, on a long weekend. Like he knew we were only there for a short amount of time. We sat down and we started writing a criteria list. Here are all the things that the land specs need to meet at a minimum. And one of the biggest things that it couldn't have was an HOA. Because one of the things we noticed when we were Zillowing it is that because a lot of farms are selling, a lot of developers are scooping things up, and everything had an HOA on it.
Yeah, it's just almost. It was probably 90% of listings were HOA.
Right. So we're like, okay, you have to find something that doesn't have an HOA, and it just needs to be thick. So, and it needs to be within a proximity of where we want it, and so on and so forth.
So we thought our criteria was pretty high. We honestly didn't think we would find anything because it had to be south facing on a slope. Like the criteria were extreme.
Yep. He sent us about a dozen right away, and we Zillowed them first. We looked or whatever site, the realtor site he sent us. We looked at it all and narrowed down a few just to go look at them, and then on Monday, Tuesday, we got in the car and started instead of like vacationing, we started driving to properties.
Yeah, our hiking instead of the Shenandoah Valley was hiking across properties.
And let me tell you, it's slim pickings out there these days. Like, we found some real crap.
Yep.
There was a few we instantly said, yeah, nope, not worth it.
Yeah.
So we
started sizing things up because we didn't really know what 2 acres feels like. We live right now on about a 3/4 of an acre.
Right.
But how big's 2 acres? It's hard to imagine. Actually, it's not that big.
It's not that big.
So we kind of upped our target. So we went from a few acres to 10 or more.
Right.
And then that's when he sent us this weird listing, and the listing had pictures of gravestones. It was just weird. But we went to visit. We walked the property, and that was it. That was the one.
It was just, and because we met the realtor that was selling it, and she walked us across it, and we sat there and we're like, well, why? Because it had been on the market for a long time. It had been on the market for almost 3 years.
Yeah, it had gone down in price significantly. We just assumed that there was something fundamentally wrong with it. There had been previous offers that had been pulled back. We just assumed that there's something we're not understanding. That would be. But
the realtor said, yep, nope, just people just didn't want to go for it, and so we couldn't really do anything with it. So we kind of sat on it, and we contacted a mortgage company and all of that, and just to find out what the art of possible was, and got pre-approved. And we got home and we called the realtor and said, okay, let's do it. 45 days later,
we got the land.
We have 11 acres of undeveloped land in Aton, Virginia.
So that's the story. And our plans for this land, we're going to build our forever home. Andrea's going to build her orchard.
It's going to be a farm. It's going to be a working.
We're going to get
farm.
Goats. We're going to get chickens. Yay! More chickens.
Yep.
We're going to get. We're going to make it into a farm.
Yep.
And see what we can do. It feels like the right thing to do. It feels like this is calling us. We don't know how this is going to work out. Honestly, this is going to be.
This is a retirement plan.
It's a retirement plan. We got 12 years to go.
But this is a journey, right?
It is a journey.
It's an adventure, and we're looking forward to bringing you along on it.
Yeah, that's what this channel is. So we plan on sharing a few more videos in the next few weeks about the struggles of buying the land. It wasn't straightforward. It was actually the opposite of straightforward.
That's the reason why it probably was on the market for so long.
And some of the challenges that we've had in starting our planning. The planning is it's a lot.
Well, and especially when you're very far away.
Far away. We can't just decide, we're just going to work the land on weekends and get through it. We just don't have that availability. We can't do that. So it's a balance of our finances and the resources that we can find there.
But more to come on that.
Yeah, again, it's going to be interesting, and we plan on having a place to live in the next couple of years. That's the target.
So more to come. Stay tuned. Tune into this channel, and there'll be more things to watch as we go on our
crazy journey.
On our crazy retirement journey, a forever journey.
I promise it's going to be fun.
See ya.
Bye.